In early 2023, the Australian Federal Police dismantled a massive, highly professional money laundering syndicate run by a Chinese Australian crime group. These shadow bankers had moved over 10 billion Australian dollars across the globe, funding a collection of luxury properties, high-end assets, and a vast cryptocurrency portfolio. Investigators later discovered that the operation's two main figures, Mr. Shin and Mr. Ma, had accumulated a combined personal net worth of $1 billion. Of course, crime has always been a global phenomenon, but as China's economic and political reach expands, so do its criminal organizations, and these shadowy networks have quietly become valuable geopolitical assets. My name is LJ, and you're watching The Count's Gambit. Welcome to the world of geopolitics. Chinese criminal organizations have spread across the globe at a remarkable pace. An investigation by Brookings identified over 100 China-linked criminal networks operating internationally. Known as Triads, these organizations run a vast array of illicit operations and are involved in anything from running online scam centers, drug trafficking, poaching, illegal gambling, human trafficking, racketeering, and corruption. Their reach also touches even the most pressing crises of our time. Chinese triads supply the precursor chemicals used to produce fentanyl to organizations like the Mexican Sinaloa cartel, fueling the opioid epidemic, devastating communities across the United States. But their activities go beyond profit. Law enforcement officials in the US, Australia, and across Asia and Africa report that Chinese crime groups actively monitor Chinese diaspora communities abroad, intimidating and punishing individuals who speak or act against the interests of the Chinese Communist Party. They build networks of corruption, cultivating ties with foreign politicians and business figures that can later be exploited in service of the Chinese state. How does this work? Let me explain. No figure better illustrates the secret marriage of crime and state power than this man, Wan Guoco, better known by his honestly amazing nickname, Broken Tooth. He is a former Triad boss and leader of the World Hongmen History and Culture Association, a supposed fraternal organization. According to the U.S. Treasury, Mr. Broken Tooth's Hongmen Association is a front for the 14K Triad, one of the oldest and most powerful triad organizations in the world, with an estimated 20,000 members and one deeply entwined with the Chinese Communist Party. As China expanded its global influence through the Belt and Road Initiative in the Global South, the Hongmen Association and the 14K have followed. They established scam centers in Myanmar, ran human trafficking operations in Uganda, and even attempted to purchase land adjacent to two U.S. radar installations in the strategically critical island nation of Palau. Wan has not gone unrewarded. He has received multiple patriotism awards from CCP-affiliated bodies, something that the Geneva-based Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime views as evidence of how deeply organized crime is embedded in Chinese state machinery. That legitimization gives Wan cover to operate across jurisdictions where China holds significant influence. This makes perfect sense. If you were, let's say, an African state receiving significant loans from the Chinese government, would you dare arrest, let alone prosecute a known Chinese patriot? As such, if used well, the triads can offer on-the-ground espionage, and they can exert influence in strategically relevant countries through corruption and coercion, while bolstering ties with local elites. We can find a great example of the overlap of government interests and organized crime in Sihanoukville, Cambodia. Before the Belt and Road Initiative, Sihanoukville was a sleepy coastal town known for tourism and fishing. But once Cambodia became a strategic partner for China, billions of dollars in Chinese FDI poured into the city. Casinos, hotels, ports, and infrastructure projects transformed Sihanoukville almost overnight. And alongside that boom came Chinese criminal syndicates and triad-linked networks involved in illegal gambling, money laundering, online scam operations, and human trafficking. Entire sections of the city reportedly became dominated by Chinese criminal enterprises operating in the shadows. In other words, the explosion of triad-linked criminal activity in Sihanoukville became part of a broader ecosystem of Chinese influence in Cambodia. While there is no public evidence that Beijing directly controls these groups, the criminal networks thrived alongside China's expanding economic footprint and helped deepen Cambodia's dependence on Chinese capital. Analysts describe this as part of the CCP's broader United Front strategy, a doctrine that mobilizes Chinese people and institutions abroad in service of national interests. President Xi Jinping himself has openly described it as China's magic weapon. According to reporting by the Washington Post, this strategy selectively includes criminal networks, so long as they profess loyalty to the CCP and keep destabilizing activities away from Chinese soil, they serve a purpose. This is a critical distinction. Many governments around the world struggle with organized crime because they lack the centralized power to suppress it. China is not one of those governments. Quite the opposite. The Chinese Communist Party controls one of the most sophisticated domestic security apparatus on earth, and the triads only operate at Beijing's tolerance. While China's use of criminal networks as geopolitical instruments is notable, it is far from unique. This is a tactic as old and widespread as statecraft itself. During World War II, U.S. military intelligence struck a deal with the Italian American Mafia and Jewish crime groups, now known as Operation Underworld. Fearing Axis sabotage, the U.S. government worked with the mob to secure the docks and suppress potential labor strikes. Declassified intelligence records also show that the United States famously used the mafia to exert influence in Cuba through their gambling and drug empires. In the 1960s, the CIA even used these mafia ties to organize assassination plots against communist leader Fidel Castro. Currently, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea runs state-directed ransomware operations and cyber scams to help fund its weapons programs, showing how criminal enterprises can offer a government additional revenue streams. Russia is also known to deploy Kremlin-linked criminal groups for hybrid warfare operations across Europe, including sabotage, arson, and spreading disinformation. And this is the enduring appeal of organized crime as a geopolitical tool. Criminal networks can operate in gray zones. They get their hands dirty while also providing states with plausible deniability. When pressed, a government can always publicly condemn them and even sanction enforcement actions. This arrangement is almost perfectly designed for an era of great power competition where direct confrontation carries enormous risks, but proxy operations are far safer. As rivalry between major powers intensifies, we should maybe expect these shadow alliances to deepen, and the line between criminal enterprises and state instruments to blur further. Thank you for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content. Stay safe.